Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday, friends. This is Evelina from evelinahovish.com, and today's live stream is really dedicated to energy. I would like to start with a quote by Dr. Joe Dispenza that who said, "Change your energy, change your life." And this is like really pretty much everything. And we have other famous quotes. If you want oh my God, I'm losing that quote. So you'll come back to me, I'll repeat that. So I'm not going to say it now. So anyways, today I want to talk about energy. What is energy? How do you feel energy? Because everything is energy in our world, right? Everything, every single cell, every single atom has a specific frequency and vibration, and it always comes to energy. I think there's the quote that I'm trying to remember is by Tesla. They call it Tesla, but I don't remember exactly the quote. It'll come back to me. But anyway, so if you are watching this and you can remember the quote, please put it in the comments because it will be like bugging me now. So what it is energy? How do you feel energy? What it is that, let me just see. What is, how do you know even what is normal energy for you? And I'm very specific about not saying the standard of good energy is what is the good energy for you, because it will be different for every individual. But how do you know? Often people forget how good they're supposed to feel, how good they can feel, and they become used to their version of normal, which is far from what they can feel. And so we'll talk about the energy, how it's all connected, how do you know how to feel, and I'll just address a couple of areas that impact our energy levels. And it's not just about food, and it's not just about exercise, and it's not just about, being spiritually connected, and it's not just about, all other different little things. Or, this, in the holistic world, there's a huge emphasis on EMF and electronic magnetic fields and the potential negative impacts that it can bring into the humans, because we're all surrounded by technology, Wi-Fi and all of those things. But again, and this is a big part of the energy fields as well. But again, it's not just that. And the way I like to describe energy is divided in 5 different areas. Well, 5 different areas, but they're all very much connected. It has to do with dietary, which is food and eating. It definitely has the, everything how we eat, what we eat, why we eat, and how we choose food, our relationship with foods and things like that. There is the physical part of the energy, which is the body movement. I would even put the money is in between spiritual and physical energy. There's the emotional part of it, which is the mental and emotional mindset, your thinking, your relationships, your self-care, your family. And then there's the, did I say spiritual, the source connection, meditation, and manifestation. So there's dietary. Sorry guys, I'm like losing my train of thought today. I'll tell you what, I have a good excuse. I am traveling in a couple of hours and I'm so not ready. So this is just my excuse. But if you want to keep on the kind of the behind the scenes and watch my other life other than the kind of official lives on Facebook, follow me on Instagram stories and on Facebook stories that I share a little bit more on behind the scenes, and we're traveling and all of that stuff today. So anyways, I'm back here with you. So there are 5, I divide energy. The way I'd like to explain how different areas impact our energy that we feel within this physical body is the dietary, which is the food and the eating and all that's to do with using food as fuel. There's the physical energy, which is the body movement, and how your body is functioning. There's the spiritual, which is the source connection, meditation, everything to do with manifestation. And there is emotional and mental, which is the mindset, the thinking, the self-care, relationships, and the family, and environmental, which has to do with more the physical environment around you, technology, home, outdoors, and things like that you can bring into your life. And none of those areas is more important or less important. And none of those areas is standalone either, because when you let's say you know there's somebody who is eating all this raw foods and salads and cooking from scratch, but it comes in, you know, but they're waking up like at, you know, 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. or 3 a.m., whatever it may be, like not sleeping enough because they need to go to the local market and pick up all that fresh produce to cook that. Or if your relationship sucks and you don't have the good energy in your home, all of this, you can't just pick one area and just be like, oh my God, I'm acing this, but everything else doesn't matter, because your energy, the way you to have that zest for life, to have that vibrant energy, has to do with all of those areas in your life. And you can't just take one and eliminate another, because they're all very much connected. And yeah, like, you know, I find that people often even forget what it's supposed to feel like, and they become too used to that their own version of normal. Now, it is absolutely normal for human beings to become tired towards the end of the day, especially if it was a busy day. It is okay to be tired after a workout or physical exercise, or just a mentally busy day. But that's what humans do. We go to sleep at night. And hello there, you're so welcome. If you have any questions, feel free to post in here. So, you know, it is absolutely normal to have to be tired and to get the sleep and to regenerate yourselves and to rest, and that's what we humans do. But it is maybe not that great to have a slump of energy in the early afternoon or like late afternoon, 3-4 p.m., which is very common for people, to the point that they, you know, when you're ready to murder someone for a bar of chocolate, or you can't even have a conversation before having your cup of coffee. That's probably not normal, and that's probably not something that adds quality to your life, right? You want to be going, you want to be sleeping really well. Or if you're not sleeping well and you're waking up a few times at night, or you can't fall asleep easily, or no matter how many hours you sleep, you wake up tired, that's probably not potential best that you can be experiencing. Again, I'm very careful in saying, you know, I don't want to put any standards, because it will be very different for everybody. It really depends on where you are in your life at this point, and your health as sort of journey. Because somebody who has had insomnia for for whatever number of years, and then suddenly they're sleeping a couple of stretches of a couple of hours, that's a huge improvement, right? So it depends where you are. But if somebody who, you know, just been waking up a lot to suddenly sleeping through the whole night really well and waking up rested, that's what I'm talking about. That's the increase. That's your level of improvement and your sort of increment goals that you can go by. So it's very individual. So I'm not setting any standards, but what I'm really encouraging you is to think about how you feel today, and what is the potential that you can be feeling. And this is really what it's all about, because it's you and you, right? And it's your journey, and it's your individual journey, and nobody else is walking in your shoes and knows exactly what's going on in your head, in your brain, in your relationships, in your life, in your financial situations, in your financial situation, in your job or career or a business. Nobody knows exactly. So this is you and you, and this is for you to get really honest with yourself and to look at your life and assess it. But often we are so close to our own kind of bubble that we don't always see objectively. And this is when it's really helpful to work with somebody that can, you know, open your eyes into some areas, because before you're even aware of that, you can't really change it. I've heard so many times, like, you know, because of the 3-4 p.m. slump of energy, and like the cravings for coffee and chocolate is so common that it almost people like expected, well, that's, you know, that's normal. Like at 3 p.m. I need my coffee, I need my fix. Not necessarily. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have your coffee and chocolate, and by all means, like, I am the first one is gonna love the good dessert and a good cup of coffee, but it shouldn't be coming from the point of desperation, and your body is like so craving that it impacts your quality of life. This comes from a point of like, oh, I really feel like having it, I'm gonna enjoy it because you choose to have it, not because you must have it. And there's a big difference between the two. Okay, so not one area is absolutely separate from another. And as I said, you could be eating all good, but if your thinking is not, or you're feeling guilty about like being a bad mother, that you're not spending enough time with your child because you're spending all the time in the kitchen cooking from scratch, or you don't have the time for your husband, and you feel guilty about that, that's where the problem is. Then your energy is not at that level that it can be, because it's really important to look at all of those areas and see where you may be in the void of energy, where you depleted, and where it is that you need to love yourself more, to give you, to replenish that energy. And it may be very useful sometimes to just forget about that, like, salad and cooking from scratch for a little bit, and balance the other areas of your life, and just be more kind to yourself everywhere, not just stressing on one particular area and just forgetting everything else. And this is what I'm talking about. And I'm not even saying this about balance. It's not so much balance as an equal, because it probably will never be equal in any areas, but to have your own kind of equilibrium of energy that is flowing in a way that is supporting your idea of the best lifestyle. And that's what I'm talking about. So I hope that makes sense. I would love to hear your comments. If you have any comments, then do let me know. And yeah, so I'm just gonna give you an example of what it should feel like, or what it can, not should, I should say, what it can feel like having the best energy possible, right? Is when, and I'm going to start from the morning, when you wake up really energized, you feel rested, you woke up with excitement for life, you start your day imagining, and this is one of the practices of the the rituals, and they keep evolving, and I keep adding, but I keep what's the word I'm looking for? I keep not improving, and I'm looking for the word, like keep modifying it to as I'm learning and as I'm experimenting. But when you wake up really full of energy and really well rested and excited for the day, and you imagine what would you like your day to look like? What's your ideal day would look like? And imagine that kind of already there, like it's like get into the feeling of like, oh, I've had, it's going to be such a great day. It's all going really well. I'm seeing all of those things that I love seeing in my life. I'm, get across people that are just like joy to deal with. Everything is just flowing so well. This is the intention setting and imagining you're in a state of already like having that amazing day. And you get up, you go through the day with really ease and flow and smiles, and you're giving compliments easily, you're receiving compliments easily, you have this really good vibe, you eat high vibe foods. Yes, you're absolutely paying attention to what you're eating and what you're thinking, you're aware of your thoughts and you're aware of your feelings. And then, you go through the day, maybe a busy day, maybe a really running around. I'm not talking about like just relaxing and, being by the beach all day long, because that's not necessarily something that you might want to do every single day. I know you might want to argue with me on that one, but, people like doing different things, usually speaking. So then you go through the day, and then by the time you don't need those, fix of stimulants. And this by stimulants, I mean coffee, chocolate, sugar, carbohydrates, like simple carbohydrates. Those are usually the stimulants. And when we're tired, in any of those areas, in fact, on the energy spectrum, we tend to crave those things. And food is often used as a kind of fuel for eating emotion, fuel not for energy, but as a tool to eat your emotions. Instead of like actually looking into the emotion and your thoughts and feelings, we tend to go for food because it's easy, it's available, you can't say no to us. We have control over that more so than over other people, because you can't have control over other people, but you can grab a chocolate and eat it, and the chocolate bar is not going to scream back at you or tell you anything in response. So you don't need those things. You may choose to eat those things because you're in power and you make those decisions, but you don't really crave, and you not feel that your body is ruling your life, and your cravings you can't control your cravings. So you go through the day, you choose good foods, you have good, you drink enough water, you have all those things that, and when you eat food, you feel more energized and not tired after your meal. Because that's what the food is supposed to do. It's supposed to support us, our energy level. It's supposed to fuel us with energy, and not the other way around. You feel good, and then you finish whatever. Let's say you have a business, you're running a business, or you're you have a job, and you come home and you spend time with your loved ones, or your family, or your friends, and you go out for dinner, whatever it may be. Your day goes like, and you can imagine what your ideal day looks like, and you come home and you play with your kids. Or for somebody, it might be something different, and that's totally okay. You go for a workout, whatever it may be. You finish your day, you feel satisfied, you feel tired, you have a relaxing evening, you have good conversations, you connect with people on a really deep level, you appreciate life, you express gratitude for everything you see and come across throughout the day, to your home, your roof over your head, your food that you have access to, your relationships, your you hopefully spend some time in quiet time, whether you call it meditation or just very intentional relaxation, and then you're tired and you have that sort of wind down period, and you go to bed and you fall asleep very easily, and you sleep through the night really soundly. You have really good rest, and you wake up the following day, and that cycle repeats itself. And this is what I'm talking about, when you have the desire to get up the following day, and you're already going to bed, and you're looking forward to waking up the following day, because you know that your life is so exciting. You know that every day, and it doesn't have to be any major event that you're looking forward to. I'm talking about every single day, appreciate and feeling the excitement and understanding how blessed you are in life, and just even having all of that, having appreciation, awareness of those things. That's what I'm calling energy. And you cannot take any of those areas that I've mentioned, you cannot take them out completely, or just a little bit. I'm like, I forget about my spiritual connection. I'm not gonna forget about the meditation and source and understanding, and whatever this whole manifestation woo-woo thing. I'm just gonna focus on my exercise and my food, and I'm gonna be healthy. It's far from that. Health and well-being is a much bigger picture. It's much more whole idea of all of those things that are involved. And this is why it's so important to look at all of those areas. And I really invite you to be honest with yourself. Even if, journal, ask yourself, where is in my life that I may be void of energy? What is it that makes me happy? How often do I do those things that make me happy? Where is it like? And you can break it down on to, as I mentioned, dietary, physical, spiritual, emotional, mental, and environmental. And look at those areas and see where you maybe need some more attention. And maybe in some areas you're overdoing it. Maybe that is just taking away from other things. And maybe you can be, just over, you can look at those things and reevaluate it and maybe adjust, right? Our life is all about that. It's none of what you're doing right now. It's like, that's it. That's my life contract. This is what I decided today. I'm going to do it for the rest of my life. That's not that. We're changing all the time. We're evolving all the time. But at any point, and the more often you do that, if you must do it on a daily basis, do it on a weekly basis, you decide, do it when you feel like doing it. But take that time and evaluate your life, evaluate all of those areas and see where is it that you need some adjustment, where does it you may need some energy. And this is what I absolutely love working with. I absolutely love this quote that I started with, and I'm just going to repeat it to wrap up here. Change your energy, change your life, because all of that is energy. And when you change your energy, when you start feeling better, when you start feeling more vibrant and more excited and more energetic, your life changes. So on that note, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for watching. You have yourself a wonderful Thursday, and I will see you again next week. Same time, same place, Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye for now.